Hey guys, it's Brandon here. If you're a first-time real estate investor or you're a seasoned investor interested in short-term vacation rental properties, you're in the right place because I'm going to cover some tips and tricks today here at the retreat at Glens Bay that are most likely going to stop you from stepping in the pitfalls that many investors make when doing short-term vacation rentals. Now, we're going to hop into a property that is not an oceanfront property, but was rented on Airbnb for short-term vacation rentals in the Myrtle Beach, South Carolina market. I'm going to uncover a viable investment strategy in the Myrtle Beach market that my clients utilized in order to be very profitable here at the retreat at Glens Bay. Now, what's super cool is this property is 5 minutes away from Surfside Beach. We're on site on Surfside Drive right now. This road, literally, as you drive down it and keep going straight, takes you directly to the beach. So we're talking a short-term rental property within 5 minutes drive time to the beach that was successfully marketed and made a great return on investment. I can't wait to go over the numbers with you. All right, guys, so let's go over these numbers right here at the retreat at Glens Bay. Again, this is a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom unit. It was a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, but they converted one of the bedrooms into a 4th bedroom. Excuse me, they converted one of the closets in the master upstairs bedroom into a 4th bedroom, making it a 4-3. Now, you'll see that the gross rental income is $59,668.08. We do have other income listed. You'll see that $4,139.94. That was 3 different HO6 insurance reimbursements for damages to the unit while they were renting it to guests. 3 of the charges were from Airbnb, an insurance they carried through Airbnb, and the other charge was for their through their HO6 insurance. Now, you'll notice that their principal and interest was $15,331.80. That was at a 30-year mortgage at an 8.875% interest rate. Their property tax was $2,796.87. You will notice that it is substantially cheaper property taxes here on this unit as opposed to oceanfront. Now, these guys are out of state non-residents. They're out of state. So traditionally, the taxes are even higher for out-of-state people. Now, so if you were an in-state person that purchased this investment property, your taxes would be even lower than that $2,700. Now, on your nice oceanfront condos, typically you'll see, $5,000 property taxes. So taxes on this were substantially cheaper. Property insurance, they've got it here at $1,046. Cleaning, they've got $12,820 for cleaning. Your platform service fee was $4,443.21. Your hospitality and accommodations tax was $3,351.98. Your utilities was $1,185.17. Your internet was $677.98. And then your HOA dues were only $7,800. Another one of the strategic advantages of this property, in my opinion, when compared with oceanfront condos, is the HOA fee is so much cheaper. The operational expenses on this entire deal are a lot cheaper, yet the profits are pretty much the same. A decent oceanfront condo will give you $14,000 a year profit. This one, on this unit here, 5 minutes away from the beach, we have a net income of $14,355.01. So comparatively, this property has a lot of advantages. Being 5 minutes away from the beach, you can pivot if the market fluctuates into long-term rentals here. And you can do short-term rentals, which gives you a great upside. Plus, the mortgage on the property is a whole lot cheaper. The price point is much cheaper. The cost to entry in this game is cheaper than if you buy an oceanfront condo. The operational expenses are a lot cheaper, so it is a lot less cash flow or operating cash that you'll need to carry this unit in the off-season months. There's a lot of advantages here, guys, and quite frankly, this property is starting to crank up my appeal because it diminishes the risk and still gives you the same return. Cheaper operating cost and the ability to pivot if the market fluctuates really takes a lot of the risk out of the equation. So ultimately, guys, we do have a net income of $14,355.01. That's $14,000 in profit in 2024 right here at the Retreat at Glens Bay. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because you can enjoy and increase the passive income of your oceanfront condo through the 20 to 22 million tourists that visit the #2 vacation destination on the East Coast each year. Not only can you enjoy the equity paid for by visiting tourists, but you can also anticipate the over 100% appreciation experience at many of the oceanfront resorts in our market during the recent decade. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because you can depreciate them, reducing your overall tax burden, keeping more money for you and your loved ones, and ensuring unnecessary taxes aren't paid. All right, guys, so we are at the Retreat at Glens Bay. As you can see here, there are only a handful of units or complexes right here, buildings right here on site. As you can see, our first building, this is building A. Then we've got building B, that's where our subject property is. I'm going to be showing you today. We've got building C here, and then building D, and then there's another building towards the end. But that is about it. Now this right here, building B, is where the property is located. I do want to throw out that peak season in Myrtle Beach is April through September. That's when the bulk of your rentals are going to come in. Let's get into unit 202B right here at the Retreat at Glens Bay. Now guys, as soon as we walk in, you can see an absolutely stunning and very well decorated unit. Now immediately to our right, you will notice the kitchen. As you can see here, stainless steel appliances, nice granite countertops, beautiful backsplash, and a nice view of the outdoor balcony and the lake. We do have a closet here. We have our living room, which is stunningly decorated, and we'll get to in a minute, and a nice cool coffee station, which is phenomenal for guests. Restroom here to our left, but to our right, we do have our downstairs or first floor bedroom, closet. As you can see here, got a little bit of cleaning supplies and stuff in it, which is pretty standard. Bed, beautiful decor, and a nice balcony out back. Now, let's get to this balcony. As you can see here, nice view, pretty spacious. Now we do have a restroom immediately to our right. As you can see here, again, nice countertops, very well done. And we have a nice shower here. Now into the living room, as you can see, flat screen, again, very well decorated. Dining room table here, and our master. Nice desk. I'm going to take you out here so you can just see a little bit of the view out front. And of course, our own restroom here. Before we get there, I didn't want you to miss this balcony view. All right, guys, shower, washer and dryer is absolutely phenomenal. Let's just pull this back real quick. This is a tub shower combo, as you can see here. And we're going to head on upstairs. But before we do, again, that's that balcony that connects the master and the living room. I want you just to see this stunning view. Now, this would be the upstairs master because it is absolutely stunning and very spacious. Look at that. Flat screen TV, balcony outside, nice seating area. Absolutely stunning, guys. Look at this. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, we do have our restroom here. Nice tile, dual vanities. Again, tub shower combo. Restroom, of course. Again, closet here. And we do have a second bedroom. Now, they have converted the closet to another bedroom. They've made excellent use of the space, as you can see. Pretty cool. Let's hit this balcony just real quick. Again, view and a very spacious balcony. Well, guys, that pretty much wraps it up for Unit 202B right here at Glens Bay. Excuse me, Retreat at Glens Bay. So let's talk through how well the units appreciated right there at the Retreat at Glens Bay. Now, I ran our numbers based on a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom units. Of course, our sellers, smart investors as they are, converted the upstairs master bedroom into a 4th room, obviously increasing the average daily rental rate that they could get for the property on Airbnb, VRBO, and Booking.com. It was and is a brilliant strategy. It just so happens that the closet there at the Retreat at Glens Bay for the 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom units does have a window. And according to South Carolina state law, so long as a room has a window, it can be considered a room. So technically, we have a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom unit. Now, your appreciation numbers, there aren't very many of these 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom units there. And that does stand to show that that unit does have a unique value proposition, a competitive value proposition when it comes to all of the rentals there at the Retreat at Glens Bay. Since there's not very many 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom units there, obviously, when people see that they can get a 4th bedroom, that's advantageous. Now, let's get back to appreciation. For 2015, your average sold price for a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom was $96,800. In 2024, that same average sold price was $267,500. That is $170,700 in appreciation. Wow, in 9 years. We're talking just shy of $19,000 a year in appreciation. Now think about this. If you had purchased this property 10 years ago in 2015, they pulled in $14,000 in annual profits from running it just last year. Now add to it another, right at $19,000. Guys, that's really good money for a short-term investment property, especially given the fact that it can pivot during market fluctuations and become a long-term rental property. So you're probably wondering to yourself, just like I was, why would I want to buy a property, a short-term vacation rental that's 5 minutes from the beach when I could buy an oceanfront condo? What are the advantages to purchasing a property like this? Well, guys, the very first and immediate one that comes to mind is a higher potential return on investment due to, in large part, a lower initial investment in the cost of the property. Now, this property, you've got 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It's for sale right now for $285,000. If you go oceanfront condos, well, guess what? That same 4-bedroom property is probably going to be over $500,000. So you can see if you have a lower initial investment, but you're still bringing in, let's just say $11,000 in profit a year, then your cash on cash return is going to be higher buying a property 5 minutes off the beach versus the stronger demanded property, which is the oceanfront condo that has that higher initial investment. Now, your second advantage is going to be lower maintenance and insurance. Now, I know a lot of first-time investors are all worked up over how much the HOA dues are for oceanfront condo properties. I understand. Yes, you have to make that payment every month. But I will remind you that the 20 to 22 million tourists in our market pay those HOA fees. However, if you're of the mind that you would rather have less operating capital risk, less expenses to pay for, then you can purchase a property that's 5 minutes off of the beach, just like the one in this video, and potentially have much lower insurance. You won't have those super high HOA dues and your maintenance costs. You're not going to be right on the ocean with all that salt air hitting your HVAC system, so the maintenance costs on these type properties are much lower. Now, the number 3 advantage is going to be the potential of a wider audience, maybe possibly a wider reach. You could find the budget conscious travelers that don't want to stay oceanfront because they don't want to pay those higher premiums. So obviously you could catch a nice niche market that way. Additionally, some locals might prefer to be 5 minutes off the beach, and you might pick up some of those extended stay travelers. We're talking traveling nurses and doctors, people that don't want to be in the middle of all the hustle and bustle. They don't want to pay those oceanfront average daily night premiums, so they will choose to be 5 minutes off the beach, hop in the car, and drive anywhere that they want to go on Ocean Boulevard. So you could potentially cater to those segments of the market, your budget conscious segment, and people for extended stay, and potentially rake in the dollar. Number 4 advantage of owning 5 minutes off the beach versus oceanfront, you're probably going to have to deal with less hassles from your HOA. Let's be honest. Those high demand properties, oceanfront condos, HOA is going to be pretty serious about what they're doing to ensure that guests are coming back. Here it's going to be a little bit more lax. It's probably going to be a little bit more of that mom and pop feel. You're probably going to have less issues, less risk, a little bit more favorable regulatory requirements. Number 5 is going to be market resilience, and this is a really big one in my opinion. A lower priced property is going to be easier to pivot if the market fluctuates. You're going to be able to pivot this property into a midterm or long-term rental, which is phenomenal to be able to have that kind of flexibility. So in my opinion, that is one of the standout advantages of owning a property 5 minutes off the beach versus owning a property oceanfront. I get calls and emails every day from investors just like you looking to make their move into the Myrtle Beach market. They want to invest in short-term vacation rental properties. They want to invest in oceanfront condos. They want to know where the best deals are in our market. Well, guys, you're talking to the right person. 843-360-1737. I'm going to help you put your hands on the best deals in our market. If you're a first-time investor or a seasoned investor, if you're 1 year, 6 months, 3 years out, I don't care where you are in the investing process, pick up the phone, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text message, and let one of the many stories on our channel be one of your stories. All right, so let's cover what the HOA fee includes right here at the retreat at Glens Bay. That's electric in the common areas, water and sewer, trash pickup, pool service, landscape and lawn, insurance, manager, common maintenance and repair, recycling, and pest control. All right, so let's talk through your average occupancy rates. Now, we're going to use a service called AirDNA. You can find that right online, airdna.com. This is the short-term rental listing overview for the property. They did have you at a potential revenue stream of $62,600. If you'll recall, they brought in $63,000. So the AirDNA tool was pretty spot on with what they could do with this property. Now, that's with 348 days being able to rent and at a 48% occupancy. Their average daily rate was $362.90. Now let's talk through variance. I wanted to include this because I think it's a very important factor, the fact that there is no gross rental data in the MLS in the last 24 months for any 3-bedroom units except this active listing. It just goes to show you that you only make money really when you take risk. Now, here's the deal. There's not a lot of people that are renting these units out, even though, in my opinion, this property makes a lot of strategic sense. It is lower risk than oceanfront condos. Because there's not a huge track record there, I think a lot of people don't invest there. A lot of investors don't invest there. These guys had the courage to step out, make an investment with smart and sound strategic analysis, and it paid off. There's no gross rental income data in the MLS over the last 24 months for any other units except for this unit. Now, a lot of investors would shy off and be like, oh no, there's nobody out there doing it. Maybe it's not a good place. And certainly those are things to consider when you're investing. However, if the place allows for short-term rentals and long-term rentals, and it's 5 minutes from the beach, it's definitely worth doing that deep dive investigation. In my opinion, this property is one of those hidden gems in our market. It's one of those secret investment spots that you can really do well if you know what you're doing. And it requires you not to have the herd mentality. Basically, you can be an investor that, says, hey, where are the highest units at? Okay, I can pull those for you. Dunes Village, those units are cranking out lots and lots of GRI. You can go and invest there. Now, you are going to have to fight that uphill battle and compete against some of the best people in our market that are investing and making some of the highest dollars. Or you can go at a much cheaper place that doesn't have a lot of strong competition. If you know what you're doing, go into the market, beat the lousy competition, take the lion's share of all of that gross rental income. Again, you're going to have a superior product. You're going to have to remodel your unit and make sure it's in tip-top shape. Make sure it's beautiful when compared to other units there and similar units nearby, of course. But if you know what you're doing, you can do exactly what these sellers did. You can go into a space where there's not a lot of competition and be the big dog on the mountain. Now let's talk through fix and flip. I mean, this was brilliant, guys. These guys purchased this property back in 2023 for $229,400. They improved the property by $13,227.21. That's it. That's all that they put into the property. Subtotal there brings you to $242,627 in. The appraisal came back at $275,000. That is a profit of $32,373 just in remodeling the unit in a $13,000 investment. It is always smarter if you know what you're doing and you're cost effective with your remodel. It is always smarter to invest in the property. These guys bought it at $229, are selling it at $285. If they walk away with $275, they're clearing $32,000 off the remodel. The design work that they did and the remodel work that they did was a phenomenal investment, and it obviously paid off. Now let's talk through just a little bit of the specifics of the investment as far as their improvements went. Guys, they did electrical work. They had Mr. Sparky do some work for them. Electrical work, they had HVAC work done, they had flooring, kitchen, and bathroom work done, and they had paint done. And you can see the line items there right there on the screen and their subtotals. So, I mean, down at the bottom, you'll see it was $13,000 total. That's all they put in the property. But they have the potential to make $32,000 when they sell this property just at the appraised value. Sounds like remodeling is a smart move to me. And on top of that, they cranked out $63,000 in gross rental income from rentals because of their remodel. Had they gone into this unit and not remodeled it, I don't think that they would have done as well. It's that simple and that easy, guys. Now, if you would have purchased this property at the $229,400 mark, over 39 years worth of depreciation, it would have given you a taxable income deduction of $5,882.05 a year. Now, for those of you high income earners, you can do what's called a cost segregation study. You could be writing off as much as $30,000 or $40,000 in your first and second year of owning. If you're interested in that, get in contact with your CPA. You do need a CPA that specializes in cost segregation studies. And if you need someone, give me a call, send me a text message, shoot me an email. I'll be more than happy to help. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because this is the fastest growing area out of the 150 most populated areas in the entire United States for the last 3 years in a row, according to U.S. News and World Report. This helps to insulate our market from many of the ups and downs that the rest of our nation's real estate market experiences. This can help you have a more stable rental property. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because they have a tremendous upside when compared to money market accounts and the stock market, due to the appreciation they earn and the potential of higher annual yields through their gross rental income when compared to these other investments. Money market accounts and the stock market don't have the upside of added appreciation. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because while our prices have risen and have held their value, we're also much cheaper than other places like Florida. Where else can you go and find an oceanfront condo for as little as $100,000? If you're getting into the real estate game or expanding your current portfolio, the bang for your buck is sitting right on the Myrtle Beach, South Carolina oceanfront. The return on this property, the profit in this deal, is typical of what we see a decent oceanfront condo investment. However, it has the added advantage of being able to pivot into a long-term rental. And for that advantage, man, based on the historical performance of the unit and the profit it brought in, with also having that combined ability to pivot into a long-term rental, man, that's going to be hard to beat. That is a 2-1 punch that, in my opinion, gives you the protection that you need from market fluctuations and gives you the ability to tap into the short-term rental demand. It's the best of both worlds. Ultimately, if your goal is to maximize your cash flow with lower upfront cost and risk, then you definitely want to go with a property 5 minutes off the beach, just like this property.